Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I just recently got this kit from my friend Billy Bear. It's ginormous. It's you won't believe it. I mean, most people can kind of grasp what 1/16 is, but a 1/16 Packard, gigantic Packard Roadster is it's a big old thing. So we're going to open it up and check it out. First, I wanted to give you a heads up on the scale mates. What did I find out about it? What year is it? Well, scale mates dates it 1970 something. There's not like a definite. It's like 197X. Interestingly enough, is this used to be a Bandai kit. So it started life as Bandai, which is a Japanese company. Went through, drops down there to Entex, and like I said, it's 197X. So I don't know. There it is right there. But yeah, it says new box, but it was a Bandai. Cool. I knew that, like Entex, I think if looking at, I think the instruction booklet yesterday or something, it had some like Japanese writing, I think. So I'm assuming it was a Japanese kit. So I did not know it was a Bandai. I know my friend Papa Dan at Acme, let's see, last November at Acme at the meet and greet at the hotel previous to the show, he had a big giant 1/16 scale Bandai, and I think it might have been a Bugatti. But yeah, I guess the Bandai kits may have ended up being Entex. I think Entex was one of those companies like, possibly like Testers. They reboxed other people's stuff. But anyway, interesting thing on the box. It design assistant by Packard's International. It's interesting that it has an S rather than Packard International, but it's Packard's. And inside there is a history booklet in the instructions, and it's Packard's on purpose. It wasn't an accident they put an S, but it's the Packard Motor Company. But then I don't know. Anyway, 1/16 scale, fine engine and interior detail, real rubber tires, pre-colored plastic, hood and rumble seat open, and it's 13.5 inches long. So I already showed one of the tires on the haul video, and Billy, my friend Billy, had done a few things as far as assembly goes, but not much at all. So no harm, no foul there. The instruction booklet here, I looked though and I could not find a, man, they had some cool models. Look at this 1910 Thomas Flyer. Wow, that looks really nice. Look at the tires on that thing. I have to keep my eyes out. I don't have the room to really build it right now until I expand my shop. But these are cool. Look at the 1915 Model T stake truck. And I guess all these would be 16th scale. Yeah. Well, Model T van, Model T stake truck. Yeah, so these are all 1/16. There's the Model T van. These are cool. Mercer Raceabout, and the 36 Mercedes 540K, which looks a lot like, no, I thought I had a, yeah, I got a 34 Mercedes-Benz 500K Johan kit. Did Billy, I think Billy might have sent me that Johan kit. Anyway, cool. Oh, look at her printed in Japan, so it definitely is Japanese. And there's some information about James Ward Packard. The first Packard was completed in 1899. Isn't that interesting? You know, there's a misconception. A lot of people just don't know about automobiles, and they just have they think that Henry Ford created the automobile, but those things were around a long time before, well, 20 years or so before, maybe not 20 years, but quite a while before Mr. Ford ever started with his motor company. $3,500 for that car right there. That was a ton of money in whatever year this is. Looks like a early teens or something like that. But anyway, so it's got a really thorough instruction book. Oh, look, it shows you all the parts, all the trees. Gives you, oh, well, I haven't looked at the instructions. These are super nice. Very in-depth and detailed instructions. Lots of very detailed parts. That's like that diff. It looks like it's upside down, but oops. That's really interesting. Very, very interesting. It looks like it may have steering. I don't know if it does or not. It almost looked like it, but maybe not. Don't want to get caught up in the weeds here. Very cool. Okay, let's look at some parts. I guess I'll start with the obvious. The ginormous body and chassis. I have not taken this out yet. So I might take both hands here. Show you the size of this thing. I think it's big. Super duper big. So Billy had started with the engine. Let's go take it apart. So it's got the, someone said these are like golf club doors. So it's got those. Rumble seat. This thing is just so big. This is so cool. You could really spend some time with details on this. There's the front radiator or grill. It's got a little crack in it. No problem at all. Spare tire. It's supposed to be a mirror on top of the spare tire. And I'll see if the pieces may be down in the box somewhere. If not, I'm sure we could figure something out. Oh yeah, look at here. Bandai. Made in Japan. That's neat that they didn't even take the, it's just like testers. Testers didn't even bother taking, you know, the names of the other manufacturers off or anything like that. So the engine, oh no, it's not glued in. It's just sitting there. So it's got this big overhead cam V12, looks like an overhead cam. I think Packards were quite advanced for their time as well, like Duesenberg. So all this would be, all the chrome I would obviously dechrome and rechrome. Such a narrow V12, very narrow. But I think the Cadillac V12 was also something like that, very narrow. I may be thinking Bugatti, but I think those are inline 8s. So there's the chassis. Like I say, he's already like the front suspension is already, parts already glued in. The rear diff is in and things like that, but not much at all as far as assembly. But look at the size of that chassis. Look at that. That thing is huge. That's cool. Okay, no, there's no steering. It's just a steering box where the column would go into it. There's some headlight buckets or whatever. It's like a, almost looks like a rear view mirror or something like that. And what we got? There's tons of parts. I don't know if we'll go through every single part, but I just want to give you guys the, like, show you how big it was. It's just giant. Yeah, I'll quit saying that. I know I'm already getting on my own nerves. That thing, okay, Matthew, it's big. Okay, we get it. It's giant. It has opening doors. I did not even realize that. I didn't even pay that any attention to that. So here's the passenger side door right there. That's cool to have opening doors. So there's two doors in here. Here's a part of the hood. He's already got the hinges glued in it, so the hood would hinge. It's got hinges in the center and everything, so it would hinge up very nice. And the other spare tire and some wheel backs that are bigger than normal tires. Chrome tree here. Crazy. It's pretty neat. They have actually have Packard on the chrome tree. Look at the size of the bumper. It's really okay. I'm not gonna say it. It's great in size. Hubcaps. Those are neat. All kind of chrome pieces. Chrome running boards. The ring for the spare. And maybe those are for the spare too, I'm not sure. And then the wonky looking cooling fan. Don't know that why they didn't evenly space the 4 blades, but they didn't. And there's the center for the steering wheel. Right there. Grill. Chrome looks nice though. It really does. But the problem is, you guys know as well as anybody else, is when you try to disconnect it from these giant pieces of sprue that's holding it, you lose chrome on the top and all. So sometimes they would put them in a way that it would be a hidden place or something like that as far as the chrome goes. But sometimes you're like, what happened? What were they thinking? That, you know, put it in a real obvious place, so when you cut it off the tree, that it left this really jagged looking place. But anyway, look at the exhaust here. And even for the scale, the exhaust is like big as far as the size diameter of the pipe. The thing looks like it was toting about a 3-inch exhaust, but there's a lot of exhaust. So looks like you have 2 different kind of styles of mufflers. Maybe one here makes the bend and one in the back. It's even got bolts and the bolt heads. I guess with a scale this big they could do that because it's neat. Cool. Here is looks like the fuel tank. Yeah. It's already glued together. So there's the fuel tank. Here's the other side of the hood. And I would already hinge them together myself to paint them. I would try to paint it in a way that maybe on the bottom side, because if you painted it with it completely closed, your paint would almost glue it shut, or you wouldn't get paint in the seams. So what I would do is take a piece of tape on the back, roll a piece of tape, and have it where the hood is somewhat partially open like that. So then when you spray it, you're getting the paint on the inside of the inside portion of the hood. Here's one of the wheels. 6 lugger, and it's got a valve stem. Cool. Don't even have to install valve stems. There's your rumble seat cover and your golf doors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure someone, I think on my 27 Gangbusters Lincoln, it had that, and they said it was a golf club door or golf bag door. Here is, I ain't sure, but it looks like it's, no, that might be the rack that holds the, maybe the rack that holds the box on the back, because there's that storage box and there's your firewall. Looks like spring hangers possibly right there. No, the springs are on it already. I'm not sure what that is. It does look somewhat like a leaf spring hanger. And the massive bumper brackets and other hinges and things like that. And this tree is almost empty. It's got a few parts, but just about empty. Oh, there's lots of parts. Here's the box I was talking about, the storage trunk that would be on the back. My Gangbusters Lincoln had one as well. It's neat. It's got the intricate little hinges and the latches, and even the corners of the you know how the protective corners, so that would look really nice, detailed up. The good thing about it is big. The detail work would be a lot easier because of the size. Here's the roof. Okay, now this one says Bandai. This tree does, which there's most of the parts are off this. Actually, all the parts are off this. Nope, one radiator hose is still on this tree. But there's your Bandai Pla Hobby, made in Japan. There's the roof. Great texture. That looks really nice. If you didn't have to clean up some of the places, you could almost do a little dry brushing detail or something on that, because I mean you can still, The problem when they have a real fine, this is a super fine like material top, but you start throwing paint on there, you're going to start losing that detail. So maybe there can be some way that I could use the plastic and just somewhat give it some texture, maybe with some a dry brush or something like that. Trying to identify some parts. Looks like, well, I have no idea. There is the top of the big 6-volt battery. There is some kind of lever. Not sure what that's for, but almost looks like a pistol, or a one of those pistol grip Dodge shifters, but I bet it's not like, I bet that's not what it is. Maybe, what the heck is that? It's got a design on the bottom of it. Out in the comments if you guys know about maybe how they made the molds. This really fascinates me. Okay, so this is made in the 70s, before computer technology and all those things. The detail that's in that, how did they make that? Did they they couldn't have hand carved something and made a mold, because that's just too darn perfect. I would love to see how, not now, everything's computerized CNC now. There's a big giant gas pedal, looks like right there. But I would love to know, how did they do molds back before computerized CNCs? It kinda, no, it don't kinda, it totally amazes me on how they did that, because they had not sound like Yoda, I'm saying it in reverse, they had not the technology. Oh, technology they had not. But I don't know, it's interesting to me. I look at the small stuff sometimes and just like go, man, for instance, again, how the heck did they do this? There's the floor pan, nice, it's got almost got carpet in it already. The pleated door panels, this was a fancy car. Here is the rumble seat, that, and there's the back. I suppose this is the back of the seat. And here's the dashboard. Very cool, the steering wheel. And now here is a, okay, these are the insides of the golf bag doors. These trees are huge. If you say huge one more time, Matthew, I'm going to turn the video off. I'll try. I will try. And under here are just miscellaneous. Here's the glass. I'm not going to take the glass out. I also had some tubing and things in there. Looks like for detail. Here are the instrument panel gauges. A little yellowed, but I've heard that you can put them in the sun and it'll take that yellowing away, so maybe they're still good. And that's it for the decals. Another chrome tree with another bumper, license plate. Oh, we got California license plates. So we've got is that a drive? Would it be a chrome drive shaft? I didn't see a drive shaft earlier, but it doesn't look near long enough. Maybe some kick plates right there, because they even have Packard inscribed in them in the center. You can't really see it, but I can. Here is the big bumper, the swan. Okay, you got different hood ornaments, or I said that wrong one time too, and I was corrected. Is it a hood ornament? Got like a swan. This one is, it's like Atlas or somebody. I don't know. It's probably one of those Greek gods. And then the license plate. It's California. I'm trying to see if I can see the date. I can't really. Even with my glasses on, I can't see that. And the itty bitty windshield wipers that aren't much bigger than a 24 scale. That's interesting. But you didn't have huge. I said huge, but I wasn't saying this was huge. I was going to say they didn't have huge windshields. Here is the convertible boot. and the back glass area for that for the roof. Oh no, there's the drive shaft. Found the drive shaft. Okay, it wasn't the drive shaft. Here's the 1/16 scale drive shaft. Radiator. No clue what that is, but some sort of tank. Another little tank. Another little tank. Here's the pulleys. And pretty much does it. There's other little tanks and things floating around. There's the rest of the battery right there. And yeah. Anyway. Oh, and the tires. If you didn't see the haul, here's the tires. Let me grab a 25th scale tire so we can compare. That's not a very good representation. Okay, here's one. I think this is a 25th scale. Oh, well, that was a great catch. 1/25th scale tire of some sort, and then the 1/16 scale. You know, these cars had really tall, older cars had tall tires, much taller than you know, cars from the 70s or even your modern cars today. But they did a great job. Oh, they're Firestone, so if you wanted to run, I guess if you wanted to turn the white walls in, I don't know, but they are Firestones. And they are, it looks like 750 by 16, so only a 16-inch rim. I thought it was bigger than that. And it's got the Firestone emblem. Barely can see it. And the white walls are dirty. They're yellow, but I'm sure I could probably get those clean. But look at this, just nice and pliable. And it says real rubber tires, so I'm assuming that these are actual rubber, where I think newer stuff is made from vinyl, or maybe the other way around. But it says rear. I can't not say that. I stumbled on my words at the beginning. Real rubber tires. So there's a whole set of real rubber tires. But the tread design is absolutely wonderful. Looks so nice. Those look like the size, like you could probably break open one of your big rig trucks, and the dang tires are probably about that size out of 1/25th scale big rig. Alright, well that's it. So, grab the box and close this video, and hope it didn't bore you. Oh geez, I'm going to back this up. Hope it didn't bore you, but it's a big... Yep, Matthew, I'm turning it off. Oh, it's okay, it's the end of the video. It's a big old ginormous, huge 13.5-inch long Packard. And I want to thank, and that is the, see that, I was confused earlier. I said maybe that holds that box. That's what that is. It folds down. So, thank you to my friend Billy for sending me this. Awesome, Billy. Thank you so much. And I want to get the shop built bigger, because there's nowhere on my shelves that this would fit. There's not even anywhere for this box to fit at this. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this. But anyway, thank you so much for sending it. Thanks to you guys for watching these videos and sticking with me. And even though I probably say words like ginormous and huge over and over, and some people, it's like they quit saying stand by and all this, but I didn't have to stand by in this video because it's just one cut. But yeah, thanks guys for standing behind me. So much fun to do something that you just absolutely love, and to have people that support you doing that. So it's thanks to you. You are the reason so much has happened at Model Car Videos, and I am so grateful. So thank you very much to every one of you. People send me things like Billy and Paul Olson and George Oppenheim, and there's tons of people that have sent me gifts, and it is overwhelming when people do that. And I just want to say to them thank you, but to you guys who say, you know, Matthew, I can't do that, I don't have the money, I appreciate you just as much, because you support my channel and you watch these videos and you give me great comments, and I want to say thank you to everyone. Another thank you goes out to Mark at Hobby Nut Models. thank you for his support. I want you to go over and check out Hobby Nut Models. Grab you some great paint, a model kit. You might want to build a tank or something. Go grab you one. He's got all kinds of stuff over there. And it's linked in the description of this video, as well as my spring store, the Patreon group, and the Facebook group. Go over there and join if you haven't already. Model Car Videos Facebook group. Check out Ruthie's channel too. You guys please support her. Although it's not like a super guy channel. It's kind of like a girl channel, but give her some support. If you hadn't subscribed to her channel, please do. And trying to get her somewhere with it, and it would she has a lot of fun doing it, and it can be discouraging when the brakes kind of you grow and the brakes kind of come on, and you don't know what to do. But you guys go over there, encourage her, check out her videos, subscribe to her if you hadn't, and we will see all of you on the next, well, actually I won't see all of you because there's no way I can see you, but anyway, you'll see my hands on the next video checking something out. And thank you for supporting me. Alright guys, take care. Bye.